All right, this is going to be how to solve a 7 by 7. You should be able to know how to solve 3 by 3 by now before you attempt it. But without further ado, excuse me, in the way. Oops. Let's get into it. So we see our white centerpiece here. We want to make our bars just like we would on any big cube. So I can see that I have 3 pieces of a bar right here. And I have 2 pieces here that are right in the dead center. So I'm going to move those up. But not before I move this top layer because I can use this edge piece. Or that centerpiece, just like that. Move these 2 up. So I have 4 bars. And then I need to find a white piece that sits in the center, just like this. So I can see one up here. Move that over. And then move this down. So I have 1 bar. Now the next step is I need to make the second bar. So I can start with this one here. So I can solve this edge into this central bar, just like that. Now I need to find one more edge piece that will slot right into here, which it looks like I can slot this one in. Yeah, so I can slot this in, just like that. Move this out of the way, and then slot this in. Now we have a lot of white pieces in this layer, so I'm going to move these out. But let me see what I can solve into first. So I see that this piece can solve, or won't really solve with that piece unless I move it over here. So I'm going to do that. So when I do that, I'm missing the central piece, which is going to be up here. We actually have the rest of the bar is going to be over here. So move this over like that. Move this down. Move both those layers down. And I make the next bar. And I'll go ahead and I'll slot that in. And from here, I want to move these 2 pieces out. It's the next equivalence of a bar. So I can slot this edge in, just like this. And then that's a center. I don't need a centerpiece. I need the other edge, which is right here. And then I need this corner. And then I have that bar, and I'll just slide it in. Now I'm going to pull this edge out, or that corner out, rotate, and pull that back. So I have that edge piece right there. I can solve this corner to that edge, just like that. I can solve these 2 by doing a full rotation and pairing them up. And then this piece just needs to slot right in there. And then from there, all I gotta do is just put it back in. I'm gonna flip the cube over. We're gonna start on the yellow side. Now the yellow side is gonna be a little bit trickier than the white side. So I already have 3 or 4/5 of this first line. So I'm going to want to find one of these edge pieces, which is this one right here. And I can slot that in up here by just doing a U move. And once again, you should know how to do this by now, but I have this piece that's unsolved. Move this out of the way, resolve it, and all should be fine. Now, I'm going to slot this bar out because it's already majority worked on. As long as I fix center, it should be fine. Now I need to figure, now this part should go right here, just like that. And then from there, it looks like I can slide this piece in. And I have another bar, move it up, move this out of the way, and then move it back down, just like that. So you just want to keep repeating what you did, or what you usually do, is just continue making your bars. So this part will come down here, just like that. And then have this piece here that can slide in, just like that. Move this up and out. Now I have this piece here. It's going to pair with this edge. It's also going to pair with this edge up here. Slide that down. I also have this whole piece, but it's actually going to pair with these 2, even though they look like they're on the edge. They will pair up. So I need to move these out into a different layer, then move them up. And then from here, when I do this, move this over, pair, move this up and out, and move just this layer out, up, and I'm going to move it down like that. Move this over, move this down, and move this in just like that. And now, see, if we slide this in, it's going to break our center. So all we're going to do this, just move that layer, move this over, move it back down. Then finally, we just need to attach two corner pieces. So one's up there, and the other one's down here. So move into the top, up, just like that. Use the same algorithm that you would. Slot, move out, slot it back in. All right. Now from here on 7x7, since you have an odd amount of pieces in both height, width, and length, you already have a defined center point, so it doesn't really matter which way you hold them as long as you build around that center point. So I have orange here, and that's where I can start. So these two pieces will pair up with orange. I have this piece that's already solved, so I want to try to preserve that. This part up here can come down to solve with orange. Double rotate that back. I have my first orange bar. It looks like this can be a centerpiece. I can pair it with these two parts up here, and it looks like I can pair it also with these two right here. Move it down and pair it. Now from here, I want to build another one. So this part will pair up here. It looks like it can pair up right here as well. So I can go ahead and I can do that. Now from here, I need to, let's see. So looks like it's going to be these two parts. So I'm going to rotate these out of the way. Or at least that part will. So I rotate this out and move this back down, move this out of the way, that'll pair up. So that here and up here, and then rotate this down, and then I have 3 orange bars. You find the next orange bar, so I have a centerpiece here, and I have 2 corners here, so I can pair it with this corner. If I move it like that, and then move this up and out of the way, move this down, move this over here, I can pair it with this edge. Then I want to resolve that corner. This edge will also pair, so I can move this up and out of the way. Pull this down, move this in, move it out of the way, readjust my center. And I need one more corner, which looks like I can slot in this one up top. Move this down, align, and then I don't have a line down here to worry about resolving, and I have my 4th orange bar. Now, first step for this one is I'm going to move this one out and pair it with these two. This one also wants to pair, but we're going to leave that. We're going to rotate this back down. Here's our center piece, so we're going to move that. Both of these are going to move up, restore the bars that we just messed up. And then our other 2 parts are up here. We're going to do one. So we move it down here. Now, we don't want to move, not yet. We want to move these into a different layer. Kind of something like that. Or something like that. So then this will pair right just like that. Move it out of the way and restore. And from here, move this out of the way, and then just solve your last corner piece, just like that, and slide in just as so. I'll move on to blue. So I already have pretty much all of a blue bar. I just need to find the centerpiece for it. There's one right here that I can use, but I'm going to save that one because it's going to be a little bit trickier to get out. Looks like I can get this one in. I'm going to slide that in, slide this back down, move this out of the way, and restore the orange side. Now from here, I have these 2 parts. It looks like I can slide these. No, it does not look like I can slide those parts in. Let's see. So I need to get a centerpiece down here. Looks like there's one right here, so I can pair with that. This out of the way and restore my white center. I can pair this edge back up, just like that. This out of the way and restore. And then from here, I need one piece for that. For the center, which would be 1, 2. There should be one more, which is up here. So I'm going to do that one. Out of the way, restore, and then, see, so I want to move this one up. So I'm going to move it up, move it out of the way, and restore my centers. Okay. I want to do the next one. So this bar is already pretty much solved. If I move it down here and move this part in, I have another bar. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. Recenter. I'm going to slot into this one so it kicks. Or I want to kick this one out. So I'm going to move this over here, slot in, and kick it out when I restore. So this one's also almost solved. So I'm going to go over here and see, this one will pair up nicely, just like that. And then move this over here, rotate it up, over, and down, just like that. And then from there, just need the same algorithm, slot in, out, slot back down, and we're just going to work on the last one. So last one, so I want this part out of the same layer. This is our bar. You kind of want to preserve this. Compare it up here, that edge, realign, and then this one is going to want to pair down there. So I'm going to rotate this over, pair it, recenter, and then from there, I want to get this up here, just like that. And then I need to pull this one down. So let's see. So say I do this probably by moving only that layer up and then slotting it in just like that. Now from here, I need to get the red one and the green one. Now the last two centers can get kind of difficult because it's going to be a lot more difficult to pair up pieces. So what you want to do is you want to try and make as many bars as you possibly can, and always try to make these center bars is what I recommend. So rotate this over, and I can rotate this up. From there, I have a center bar. I need to restore, just like that. Now if I move this up, I almost have some more bars, and it looks like I made another one, just like that. So I'm going to rotate this out, rotate this back down, and then rotate this one over, rotate this back up, just like that. Make another bar like that, and rotate this down. Make sure I restore all my centers. Now from here, it looks like I should be able to pair this one up just like that, and then bring this back down. So so just like that. And then from here, I want to swap this one, so I'm going to move this up, rotate, and move this one down. And now we're kind of at a crossroad. So for me, I wouldn't bother try pairing these up. What I do is I use the commutator method. So I want to pair this one and this one. So I'm going to flip these two. So I'm going to go move this one down, just this layer. Remember where this one was. Since these aren't going to be in the same pattern, I'm going to flip this one and this one. So you move it down, move it into a different layer, move just that layer down, and then move it back, move it up, move this back, and realign your center. Just like that. Okay? Now it will change what the top looks like compared to what the bottom looks like, and that's fine. Now, from here, you just want to pick another one. So I'm going to pick the corner and go over here. I'm going to pair this with this. So I'm going to move this down, move this all the way over to the left, over here, move that down, move it over, move it back, restore the bar. Okay? And the last two, so this one's already paired with this one, so we'll do that one first. So you move that, only that layer down, move it over, only that layer down, move it back, move that layer back up, move it back over to where it was, and restore. And then from here, you just want to flip these two, which you can do by going over here, and then just like that, down, over, down, over, down, up, just like that. And then from there, you have all of your centers done. Now, to work on edge pairing, you're going to use a similar tactic to what you would do with the 4x4, where you want to try to find these pairs, and you want to see what you can pair up initially. So I can move this one up into this layer, and I can pair that up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that, and move it over, and then restore, just like that. Now I have these three are paired up. I need to get the center one, and that can pair up over here if I move it right up, just like that. And then I have all this open space, so I want to try to find the other one, the other blue, which is over here. So this part, and let's see, so yep, it's right down here. Move it all the way over here and move it up. And then from there, I can pair up these edges, just like that. And then just like in 5x5, 4x4, move it out of the way, slot in unsolved edge, move it back, restore the centers. All right, now here I can pair up red, green, and red, green is already paired. Pair it up with this red, green, and it looks like that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do that. Slot it out, slot it unsolved, slot it back, and resolve. Now I'm gonna move this back into where it was because I slot in one of these red, greens. And then over here, I want to find the last red, green, which is down here. Oh, nope, that one's already aligned. It's up here. So I'm going to move it over here and then move it down just like that. And then from here, you just go like that, solve and solve, move it out of the way, slot this one back in, and then realign the centers. All right, and then you just want to do that for each one of your edges. So I'll go ahead and continue doing mine. These two are already paired. This one needs to be flipped out of the way, but I can also do this, move this out up here. And when I move this back, this will already be in a pairable position. If I rotate this all the way over here, then I don't want to pull that down yet. I want to find the centerpiece for the green, which looks like it is right here. So if it's right here, and I need to find, oh, I lost the part. Okay, there it is. So it needs to go up that way, so it means I need to rotate this up and just like that. Move these down, just like that. Move it over, move this layer up. It's unsolved. Realign your centers, and then keep going. So I have any pairs? Doesn't, not really some oh, I have a pair down here. So I'll go ahead and I'll work with that. So slot these out, slot this up, out, in, just like that. Can slot this up here, slot this in over here, and resolve. Nope. Forgot, this one is not quite in the right spot, and neither are these. So neither of these are in the right spot. It actually doesn't even look like I readjusted. Resolve my, oh, hold on. There we go. Resolved centers. Almost forgot about that step. Now these two, I either have to flip both of these, or I can just flip this side, which is what I'm going to do. Flip all three of these. And then I solve. Just like that. Move it up. Move it down. This over. Readjust. And there we go. So, we already have a decent amount of these solved. You just want to keep going until they're all solved. Okay, so looks like I can have at least a pair down here. So this one isn't quite solved. But let me do it this way. So I can solve 3 of these by doing this, kicking this out, kicking this back in, and doing this. From here, I have one up here. I have these reds, and I need to find the other white red. So I have a white red down here, which I can move in like that. And then the last one's over here, which I can move just like that. And then solve. And we're good, just like that. All right, from here, take your, so let's see, let's try to find another pair. Doesn't look like I have another good pair, so, oh, I have a pair down here. Never mind, oh, I have a couple. So I have these greens. This one isn't oriented properly, so it's not really going to be the easiest to pair, but we can do it. So flip these because they're just semi-right. Move this up, over, move this over, down, maybe a line. There's one up here, so I can move this down just like that, and I can solve without this. Just also oriented properly, just like that. Move it up. All right, there we go. So I have some yellow blue here, yellow blue center that I can move down. Move these edges in, move them over, move these guys back, realign, and then I don't want to bring this down here because I'd have to flip it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move it over here and bring it down over here. Then I can flip, or not flip, solve. And then since there's no unsolved edge over here, I'm going to move it over to this side. I can still on this unsolved edge, just like that. And the last one's over here, so I move that up in there, and then resolve, down, 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 and just like that. So I have some orange-white. I can pair it with this one. So bring that over, bring that up, pull, rotate, and resolve, and just like that. So if I do these two, nope, I lost this one, so I'm just going to go ahead. So if I go up here, I can pair it with this one, this, and they're all lined up. So I can go ahead, I can do that. Now, if I move it over here, it's going to kick this one out. So I'm going to actually move this down first, then move it over, then slot in. That unsolved part, recenter. And then from here, I see 3 here that I can pair up. This one, which needs to flip. So as the other one's oriented right, I will flip it. There we go. Now all these are oriented right except for this one. But what you can do is, since we no longer have any unsolved edges on each side, what you can do is we're going to take this edge, we're actually going to swap it with this edge. So just move it over. You could also do it to the right side, doesn't matter. Take a solved, move it over, replace it with the solved edge, and then just move it back. Just like that. And then from here, you can align all your parts, find your unsolved edge down like that, and then move it back. Now, the last 3 do get a little bit tricky. You're only down to 3 colors. So, if you have the ability where you can solve it in just 2, which it doesn't look like I have. Oh, I do have one of those cases. So I have my yellow and red and only 2. So that means that this corner or this edge is useless to me for now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move that out of the way. Now, the issue is that I need to get this edge. These 2 are oriented wrong, but this one's oriented properly with relation to this one, but this one's oriented properly with relation to these ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this edge, I'm going to move it over here, just like that. I'm going to flip, just like that. And then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this edge and pair it down here, move it over, slot in the unsolved one, move it back, and move it out. Then from here, I'm going to take the unsolved reds, rotate them over here, and then I want to flip these 2. So flip these 2, using the same flipping algorithm. From there, this edge is useless to me because I'm going to pair these 2 up. So I'm going to move it out, move it up into the upper layer, then pair the edge, move it into the layer you moved the unsolved one into, rotate it back, and then put it back in, and then realign your centers. So from here, you should have only 2 colors left. So I have green and orange and white and blue. And so my next step is I want to flip as many of these into the proper spot as possible. So I noticed that if I move this edge over here, I can flip it with this blue edge, and when I readjust the center, it will solve with these 2 pieces, which I kind of want to keep as a pair, because keeping as a pair is going to be better. So I'm going to move this part over here, then flip. And then realign my centers. And then just like that, I have a 3-piece. So now I want to trade this part with this part, so I have a 4-bar. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to rotate only this layer over, and then do a flip. And then from there, I'm going to rotate this over, and then rotate this one back to realign our centers. Now, as you can see, this is really similar to doing the last stages on a 4x4, where now, since this one's in the wrong layer, and I want to swap it with this one, I can move this over, and then swap it with this one by doing a flipping alg. Then from there, I can realign my centers, and it will automatically solve the edges. Now, once all the edges are solved and you have no parity issues, which I'll go over here in a second, then you can go ahead and you can solve like a normal 3x3, but there is a chance that you do run into some edge parity issues. So I'll go ahead and I'll show those right now. So the first edge parity you could get is you could have these 3 middle bars are oriented the wrong way, and these ones aren't, and all your other edges are solved. So to solve this one, it's also going to be really similar to the OLL parity, where what you're going to want to do is you're going to do a double layer, and it's going to be really similar to the OLL parity. You do double layer, and you can do a quintuple layer turn, but we'll go through it. So if you don't know the OLL parity, it's going to go like this. You're going to do R, double layer R, U2, face the bottom, double layer R, U2, double layer R, U2, quintuple 5-layer R prime, U2, L, U2, double layer R prime, U2, double layer R, U2, double layer R prime, U2, and finally double layer R prime. And then from there you can solve like 3 by 3. Now the other case you get, which I'll show you right now, so the other case you could get is you could get this checkerboard pattern on your final edge, which if you get the checkerboard pattern, what you're going to do is it's also going to be really similar to the OLL algorithm. So you're going to do triple layer. So a triple layer R, U2, face to bottom, and then triple layer R, U2, triple layer R, U2, quadruple layer R prime, U2, triple layer L, U2, triple layer R prime, U2, triple layer R, U2, triple layer R prime, U2, and triple layer R prime. And that'll give you the first block. And then from there, you're going to do the same algorithm that I just showed for the big block in the center and these two. So, and that goes double layer R, U2, you face the bottom, double layer R, U2, double layer R, U2, quintuple layer R prime, U2, double layer L, U2, double layer R, U2, double layer, that was a double layer R prime, sorry, double layer R, U2, double layer R prime, U2, and then double layer R prime. And from there, you just solve like 3 by 3. So I'll go ahead, I'll use the beginner's method. Again, solve it like this. Move this up. I need to move this up here and over. Solve that one. Let's see, I have this one that needs to go like this, down, replace that. And, oh, that's my cross. Now I already have this paired up, so I'm going to move this out of the way. Throw that pair in there. I have a close pair over here, but it's not quite what I want. So we'll separate these, move this over here. It's not going to pair properly there, so I move it like this, move it out, move this out like that, slot this in. This is on the top, so I'm going to move this over here and do that. Oh, whoops, wrong way. Oops, I'm making mistakes. Hold on. Oh no, that's not a pair. Never mind. So, put this and slot this in where it should go, which should be right here. So I'll move this out of the way, slide this up, and slot that in, just like that. From here, so this is just a simple one, and this over here, this down, across, this out of the way, slide in, and there we go. All of them are solved. I have a hook pattern, so I do my double layer R moves, get my cross. I have one solved here, anti-soon. It's like that. Get the faces. These are all already solved. That's in the right spot. None of the other ones are, so move these over just like that. Still not in the right spot. One more. Should put them all in the right spot. There we go. They all are. And then solve each one. And that should be the 7x7. And the last one. Rotate this back. And there we go. That is the 7x7 Rubik's Cube.